In this video, I'm going to show you how to model this bot. It's going to be a beginner-friendly video, but we're going to be using add-ons because I want you to start picking up on how you can work more efficiently and faster in Blender. So let's get started. So let's grab a cube, so Shift A, and let's pop a cube and press Alt middle mouse button, and we're going to orient ourselves here to this side. And let's go to orthographic with a numpad. So now let's scale this on y-axis, so SY. So we're going to make it a bit more tall, right? And we're going to scale this on X, so as X, to make it, you know, kind of this sort of a situation. It's a bit too tall, so make it a bit smaller, a bit shorter, something like this. I think will do, okay? Maybe a bit more narrow. There we go. Now, what I want to do is I want to obviously run some bevels on it. So we're going to go to edit mode. Now I'm going to be using machine tools with a tab. If you don't have machine tools, just press tab and 1, 2, 3, you know, for edges, verts, and faces. But I'm going to be using machine tools for tab and edge. And, you know, make sure that once you install machine tools, you're going to enable all these features I have enabled, because we're going to be using them. So just highlight them, otherwise they will not work, and save preferences. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to alt click here, or control alt click actually, to select all these loops around, and control B, and we're going to bevel them here and add, I would say, 5 segments. You can see segments on the top, yeah, and create something like this. Okay, let's go to object view and then press Q with hard ops and bevel. And we're going to create, you know, kind of like a generous bevel, something like this here. 3 segments will do. Q, alt click on sharpen, which is going to add a weighted normal modifier to our stack. Okay, cool. So that's the beginning. And now we're going to cut the front panel. So hold alt and align yourself to the side view. Numpad 5 for orthographic. We're going to enable box cutter with Alt W, and we're going to cut this. So D, and by default you should be in box and cut, right? So we're going to draw it here like this. Press X to switch to slash, and then simply space to cut through. It should be fine. And then we're going to cut this one more time here in the bottom, X and slash it. Whoops, select this one on the front and X and slash it. Okay, here we got top and bottom. This bottom could be lower, so Q, ever scroll, click GZ and drop it a bit down here like this, and Shift 2 to hide the cutter collection, right? Cool. Now here in the back, we're going to create another panel. So we're going to cut this here with a square like this, right? But start somewhere here deeper, and then press B for bevel. Go to right, left, and then right again to switch it to chamfer, right? Press X and slice it. Okay. And now I want to run another cut here for the vent. The problem is if I'm going to run a cut here, you will see that we're going to have a bevel that's going to be a little bit too big, okay? Because this bevel here is going to be transferred to this boolean. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to use a tool called step, which is going to introduce another bevel at the half size. So you have one bevel here. I'm going to go here to Q, operations, and step. It's going to add another bevel, right, at a different size, okay, and a different angle. So now when I'm going to be running a cut here like this, right, you see it's going to be much thinner. So B for bevel, scroll, and I would say 5 segments is good, and apply this. Okay, cool. Now you see that this messed up our bevel here, and that's because the auto smooth, or smooth by angle, has shifted, because now we have a bevel at 30 degrees and here at angle of 60, but our auto smooth is stuck at 30, so we need to increase that to 60 to make this bevel smooth. Okay, otherwise it will not work. Okay, now this cutter could have higher resolution, so let's go to F scroll, go to Q menu on the cutter, bevel, and scroll up to maybe, I would say, 9 segments, okay, and Shift 2. That will do. Cool. And we can actually keep this symmetrical, so we could just, you know, mirror this to the other side. Well, we're gonna leave it for now, and we can put a decal over there later. Now on the top here, what I would like to do is I would like to have some kind of like a, you know, circular element. So turn on these dots here, which will allow you to hold control and snap cutters to dots. We're going to go to D menu and swap it to cut. So circle and cut, and then go to Shift V menu, and this one is actually fine. Let's switch to non-orthographic view, so we can snap it easily, hold control, and we can snap the circle here. This one should have about 50 verts, so scroll up with Shift. You can see number of verts here, and then we're going to pop it down like this. Okay, and we're going to grab this cutter, and we're going to press Q, go to settings, and we're going to shift click on shade solid, which is going to create a solid out of the cutter, which is what we want. So let's go to Q and sharpen, and we're going to, you know, run a bevel on this but smaller. And we're going to go to edit view and grab this one GZ, and we're going to scale this, but before we do that, let's Control R this here, then select the face on the top, and then scale this like this, right? And we're going to round this up, so Control B that, and happy days, right? Shift 2, and we can actually move this a little bit higher, so GZ, something like that, okay? Cool. Now here in the corner, we're gonna have some antenna, so we just pop an antenna here. So, you know, small opening here. Let's just run another step here, so Q operation step, and this is going to be much smaller bevel. There we go. And again, ever scroll, right? Let's also switch the smooth by angle to 60, which is going to fix a lot of problems. Grab this one. This one's a little bit too dense, so let's just cut this again and scroll down to maybe 36, probably enough. Okay, ever scroll, right? And then shade solid, so settings, shift shade solid, and we're going to go to edit mode, grab this one, and, you know, EZ, and then whoops, there we go. And then let's bevel this, select the face in the middle here, insert it with I, and extrude it up. So now here what we're going to do, we're going to thicken this, so Control R, and we're going to go to face mode, alt click this, Q, and alt click on EM macro, which is going to thicken it, right, like that, right? And then we can run a bevel on it, small one. Okay, cool, that's our antenna. Awesome. Now here in the front, we're gonna have a lens, or two lenses. So, you know, let's just grab a lens here. So hold Control again. Somewhere here in the middle. There we go. And let's grab a larger one. So G, Y, and pop it down. And this could be, so hold Shift and scroll up to 50 maybe, 50 verts. You can see in the top here. And I'm going to cut it in. Click and Q and ever scroll, and again make solid, go to edit mode, face, select this face, and then G, actually let's go with E. Let's chamfer this. It's a little bit too far, so select the face, Control plus, and then G and X, and move it a little bit in. There we go. Let's run a bevel on it, small one. Let's go to edit view and insert this. Insert one more time, then GX to pop it in. Then extrude it. And we're going to run a lens in here. So Q and Shift, curve extract to run a lens here. Okay. And let me see this now. Let's go to local view, Let's apply this with control click on sharpen. And we're going to, we probably should grab this one and move it further deeper here. Grab this edge here with Alt and bevel this like this, right? To create a kind of a lens-like thing. And shift control click on sharpen to recalculate sharpen to remove the sharp edges from it. Let's go back, and it should do. So we're gonna lens. We can have, like, you know, screws or whatnot around this butt, but we could also have another lens, maybe somewhere here. So we'd have another, you know, another cut. So somewhere here, like a smaller one. Okay. Scroll down to like maybe 36. And we're going to, this one's a bit too thick. Let's run another step here. So operation step. Let's shift the auto smooth is gone from here, which is interesting. Let's apply another cut here like this. Auto smooth should be 60, so if no problems. And this one could be duplicated, you know. So grab these ones and Shift D, and you know, scale them, and we could just pop it somewhere here with Control, so it's aligned. And if it's not, just, you know, manually adjust it. It's gonna be good enough, okay? And then move it forward like this. We're gonna have smaller lens here, right? And then we're gonna have screws here and here. This can be done with, you know, decals. So that's that. And here on the front, we could have some kind of like a structure. So D, and let's go with N-gon. And we're going to deselect everything. We're gonna start drawing with an N-gon. So let's go to D and switch to line. So we can actually draw a line. So we're gonna draw a shape here like this. Okay, and then press T and make it thicker. Space, and just move it in here. Okay. We're going to apply this with Control Sharpen. Control B here to create a chamfer. Maybe actually bevel is fine. And go to Q and Operations Clean Mesh to clean this from all this nonsense. Then Q and Control Shift on Sharpen to clean all the I just scale this to clean all the sharp edges. Just scale it like this. Let's bevel this generously. G, Y, move on here, and then we're gonna mirror this to the other side. It's a little bit too thick, so we're gonna move it in, right? So just do this, and we can actually cut this, right? So D square, and we're gonna cut this here in the middle like that, right? So just this top here is gonna be, you know, inside, right? And I think it's fine. Let's apply this. So operations smart apply, and we're gonna select the back here, the edges, and we're going to chamfer them, right? And it's gonna be fine. I still think this should be a bevel. I mean, sorry, chamfer. What we could do, you can leave it if you want to, but if you have mesh machine, go to Y and unbevel. Oh, this will not work. Let me try here. Y and unbevel. Interesting. Why is it doing that? Let me see. Unfuse. There we go. And then chamfer. Select this one, Y, and width, which is going to be here. That will not work. Interesting. So let's unchamfer this. Oh, that doesn't work. Something is messed up in here. Huh. Okay, then in this case, I'm going to move this on x-axis and this one on z-axis. There we go. And we're going to mirror this across this one. Boom, right? I think chamfer is a bit better. So, and there we go. And now we're going to create some simple legs, right? So let's grab a cube and scale it and pop it somewhere here. SY or SX. There we go, right? Let's go to, let's actually apply scale. So Control A, apply scale to unify it. Go to edge mode and Control B to chamfer this. And this could be chamfered as well, to be honest. There we go. And we can bevel this. And Alt click on sharpen to introduce weighted normals. And then, you know, we need some kind of like a simple structure here. So Shift A, and let's grab a cylinder. And let's scale this. Let's R, hold control, rotate it, right? 90 degrees, GZ, drop it down here, make it smaller, and then SY on the Y-axis, okay? And we're gonna bring it back, so GX, sorry, and bring it somewhere here. Okay, and, you know, scale this. And we're going to bevel this, right? And then we're going to create some kind of legs. So let's grab a cube and scale it down, move it somewhere here. We're going to move a cursor here, so shift, so we go to face mode, shift S with machine tools and move cursor to face. And then we're gonna switch pivot to cursor, okay? So we can actually rotate it here on the cursor. So rotate them like this. Let's go to D menu swap to N-gon and face, and we're going to cut this here like this, okay? I'm gonna create kind of like a, you know, like a leg situation. This one is too wide, obviously, so as Y and scale it. And we need to move this on the Y-axis here. This could be a little bit wider. There we go. And this should be obviously mirrored. So there we go. And we're going to apply this, sorry, operations multiply. And we're going to go to edit mode, and we're going to, you know, round these up a little bit. If you go through, you can press C to clamp it. And the same here. Right, so we're gonna get, you know, smoother action here. And obviously this needs to be mirrored one more time. Right, and then we're gonna remove this edge here. See that sharp edge here in the middle? So go to edit mode, press 3 to clean it, which is gonna clean that situation. With machine tools, add a bevel, and then we need to add weighted normal, so Alt click on sharpen, right? Now, if you want to really master the basics of Blender and have solid foundations for creating anything really you want in Blender or in 3D, then grab our course, the Hard Surface Accelerator, which is going to teach you all the tools, all the menus, and also the important workflows, the essential workflows for hard surface modeling that's going to give you really solid foundations going forward on which you can build and learn more and more. But this course basically going to give you a very, very, very solid foundation, not just in modeling, but also in understanding how to design, how to render, how to texture, all these things. All the details of, you know, modifiers, shading, all that stuff is explained as well. So there's a theoretical section, there's a practical section. It's a really, really robust course, and people absolutely love it. You can get it on our website, blenderbros.com/accelerator, and the link is in the video description. And then we could just pop, you know, something in here. So Shift I and add a cylinder and scale this, and we're gonna rotate it on Y. So hold control and pop it in here. Let's smooth it, so sharpen, and we're going to create a joint here. So GY, and, you know, move it in here. Go to edit mode and create kind of like a chamfer here. So, you know, like that. Then insert this one, extrude it, scale, whoops, change here to individual regions, scale this, and run a bevel, and then Alt click on sharpen. You're good to go, and then we can Shift D this, right? So we're gonna eyeball this. So Shift D and, you know, pop it somewhere here, and then scale this, and move it here on, you know, Y-axis. Easy peasy, right? And then we're going to create, you know, this actually is a little bit too far, I think. This whole situation should be a little bit forward. So GX. Maybe move it somewhere here, including this. GX. Yeah, that's gonna be much more I'm looking at the, you know, the center of gravity. That's what I'm looking for. Cool. So now we can have a piston here, right? So another cube. Could be cube or could be, you know, could be a cylinder actually. So scale this as Z, move it somewhere here, and, you know, select this one, Shift S, and to select it, and then back to pivot on cursor, so we can actually rotate it, right, like this, and it's gonna be a piston. So let's just grab that and extrude it, something like this, and this should be higher, so GG, slide it up, select all these, so face mode, alt click here, Q Alt M macro to make it thicker, right? And it's gonna be our piston, okay? So bevel, right? Simple one. And obviously we need to align it here, so GY and move it in the middle. This one should be smaller, so select these and S and then Shift Z, because you need to scale it on individual origins, but also on axis. So watch, Z gonna be local, you see what I mean? So S, Shift Z, then you're gonna scale it here on this local Z, you know what I mean? And this is gonna have to go in. So what we need to do, we need to cut this right from the top. So let's go to Alt W and D, cut here, regular cut, and let's just, you know, slice this with a bevel like this, maybe with 7 segments, and just cut it. And this should be going across here. So let's go to face mode, click on this, Shift S, and object origin to face. And now we can mirror this with a mesh machine, Alt X, or you could do this with hard ups as well, whichever you prefer. This one is going a little bit too high, so grab this and GZZ and pop it down here, and there we go, right? We're not going to be merging this, I'm going to leave it like that, it's fine. This one could be a little bit higher, so click here, GZZ, move it a bit higher, how it looks. It looks alright. And here, we're going to have a foot, so this could be very simple. Cube, I just scale this, let's go to the top view, GX, and move it here, and scale it as X, right? And drop it down, go to front view. We can align this, so Shift S and cursor to select it, and this one to cursor. See what I mean? And then we're going to just simply Alt R to reset the rotation and pop it down, so you're gonna have it in the middle, okay? And then SZ to scale it down and move it forward, so GX. And you know, I'm thinking this could be a bit wider. Control A, apply scale, and actually I'm gonna save this because I have a feeling it's gonna crash. Small bot, and I'm gonna run power save, okay? Alright, so now what we're gonna do, we're going to, let's go to edit mode, select these two, and we're going to bevel them with 7. And let's cut this one here. And what we're going to do is we're going to run we need to hollow this out. So select the top face here, and we're going to go to Q menu, and we're going to go to mesh tools, and we're going to selection to boolean, and we're going to scale this like this. Alright, it's not going to work, it's going to collapse on us. Okay. In this case, we're going to do it manually. So let's cut this here like this. So in perspective mode, just eyeball this, B for bevel, and just slice it. Okay. I'm going to slice this from the front as well, like this. In fact, with the end gun, following this angle here, boom, right? And here we're gonna create kind of like a sort of like a connection. So what we need to do is we need to slice this one oops, select this one and slice it. There we go. We're gonna select another cylinder, scale this down and move it here, and we're going to rotate it on the x-axis by 90 and sy, and scale this, and we're gonna probably scale this down a bit and move it higher here, right? Okay, cool. And this should be wider. There we go. It actually could be going outside here, I think. Yeah, that's fine. And let's apply scale. And then the middle here, Control R to add a loop, Control B to split it. Okay. I'm gonna select that, and we're gonna go Q and Alt and macro to make it thicker. There we go. And bevel this, alright? And then this bevel should be smaller. And these two we're gonna chamfer. So Control B and chamfer them. And then we're gonna grab these two, insert them with I, and extrude them in. So just a little bit like that, okay? And that's peachy. This one should be beveled as well, and Alt click here macro, right? And there you go. We can leave it like this, it's fine. Cool, and we're gonna grab this entire mechanism here, and you know, shift click here, Alt X and mirror. And we got a cool funny robot. It's really cute. Let's grab this one and mirror to the other side. There we go. And we're basically done. This one here in the middle could be also kind of fixed. So edge mode, Control R, B to split it. And we could, you know what we could do? We could here, Alt and macro this to make it thinner. Boom, like this, right? So it's kind of you know, concealed here in this thing, and this could be dropped down a little bit, and this could be made a little bit a bit wider. So Alt and macro, and just make it a bit wider. Okay, there we go. Cool. Awesome. That works. Anything else? Yeah, we could have some kind of like canisters in the back, you know, just for fun. So let's grab another mesh and cylinder and scale this, and you know, pop one here, maybe it a bit wider, and as Z, and scale this and pop one here. In fact, one could be interesting, you know, make it asymmetrical. Let me see that. So let's just move this on the right hand side, bevel this, and then select this one and this one, Control B, and you know, do something like this. And what we could do, we could Shift D this, right click to cancel it, make it larger, and then shift click this one, Q and difference. So what this will do, it will, oh, this is mirrored. We will need to apply the mirror first, or put the boolean before the mirror, because you see, we first booleaning, then we mirroring, and I think this boolean has to be in front of the mirror, which is which one? I think it's this one. Let's put it underneath. Boom. See what I mean? So you have to mirror then boolean, right? Because this is asymmetrical. See what I mean? The only problem now is that the bevel is not really running on this, because the bevel should be underneath the boolean. So you first bevel, then you boolean. So there you go. Now it's working. Cool. And this is gonna fit here perfectly. So this could be a little bit larger, right? Just a little bit larger, and we could have some, you know, kind of like mounting belts in here or something. So Control B this like this, then you can go here, select loops, boundary loops, Control B again, and then Q Alt and macro, or actually Shift curve extract to create these kind of two bands, and we're gonna be good to go. And obviously this should be beveled, so Control click on sharpen, and here Control click on sharpen, right? And we got that. So, and if you really want to be pedantic, you could create some openings in here. So go to cut mode and just, you know, slice them like this, right? Okay. And we could create hinges in here. So we could borrow this one, Shift D, scale this, right? and pop it in here. Just borrowing stuff, you know what I mean? Shift D and one here. And then we can Shift D them here, or you can Alt D them, which is going to create instances. So if you change one, you can change all of them. But this will do. And anything else? I think we're good. Screws can be done, you know, manually. Here we could actually add some sort of, you know, let's just draw this manually. Okay, so deselect everything and go to drawing mode. So D and square mode, right? And let's just draw this like this, and then we're gonna array this. So click on that Q and array, and then press X to change direction and go down, and a few more. There we go. Approve this, then select this, and then bevel this. Weight and normals, and then GG and move it in here. GY, and there you go. And then let's just, you know, make it tighter. Hold Shift. There you go. The bevel is too big, just make it smaller. And pop it down here. Or even somewhere here. You could add a few more, so array and just add a few more. There you go. You could go through the whole length, to be honest. Like from here to the bottom. There you go. That's fine. We could sink it in a little bit more. So GY, boom, right? And Bob John, cool. And we're gonna mirror this to the other side, obviously, because it's, you know, this one is symmetrical, right? So there you go. And I think we're good. Here we could have some port for like charging whatever. So I'm just having fun right now. So here we have some port. Let me just turn off this line. It's annoying. And B, and you know, pop it in. Ah, it's mirrored, right? You know what? Let's apply this mirror. So let's apply that. So we don't have to bother with the mirror. So now we can actually do it properly. Pop it in, right? Oh, come on. There we go. And we're gonna create some plugs in here, whatever. So we could actually borrow these, you know. Shift D, RZ90. You can borrow elements from your model, because why would you do this again and again, right? Pointless. Now let's do Alt D and Y and move it in here. We're gonna get this plug, and we can actually create a cube in the middle here, GG, and connect them together. So bring this in, so GX, and bring this one in too. There we go. And maybe grab these two and bevel them. And boom, right? And you got this kind of like interesting plug there. This could be actually smaller, like this. That looks pretty cool. So there's your plug, and I think we're good. Another thing we could do is add like a small hook here in the front. Just carrying, like, you know, dragging things, whatever. So we could just grab this and run a cut here. Actually, let's run this cut in the bottom. So have a scroll, GZ, pop it in here. It's gonna be easier to run this. And then we're gonna make a hook. So a hook could be made with a regular. Let's just bring the cursor back to origin. So Shift S to origin, Shift I and plane. And you can scale this, bring it in here, and I'm gonna show you a cool way of creating pipes with hard ups. SY to scale it a bit more. There we go. GZ, drop it down a bit more. Perfect. So now let's grab these two and, you know, bevel them. We have to apply scale, because you see, if you don't apply scale, you're gonna have ununiform bevels, right? So Control A in object view, apply scale, Shift Control B, Bob Janko, right? And now we're going to grab these edges, okay? This is too deep, so GX. There you go. Grab these edges. And we're gonna go to Q, and we're gonna go with curve extract, which is gonna make us a pipe. S. Select this one, you're done. Grab this one, GX, and move it in. We're gonna get this kind of a, you know, thing here in the middle. Control 1 to smooth it. GX and move it in front. In the front here. And this cut could be a little bit, actually it's fine, I think. This could be sticking out a little bit forward. It's gonna be kind of cool. There you go. It's kind of like a hook. And there's a very cute robot. Easy exercise. Well, we could let me know if you want to texture this and render this in the next video. If you're interested, I might actually do that. So if you want to bring it to a render and see how I would texture this with the new features of Materialworks and our decals, then I'm gonna do it, you know, do it in the next video. Now, if you want to really master the basics of Blender and have solid foundations for creating anything really you want in Blender or in 3D, then grab our course, the Hard Surface Accelerator, which is going to teach you all the tools, all the menus, and also the important workflows, the essential workflows for hard surface modeling that's going to give you really solid foundations going forward on which you can build and learn more and more. But this course basically going to give you a very, very, very solid foundation, not just in modeling, but also in understanding how to design, how to render, how to texture, all these things. All the details of, you know, modifiers, shading, all that stuff is explained as well. So there's a theoretical section, there's a practical section. It's a really, really robust course and people absolutely love it. You can get it on our website, blenderbros.com/accelerator. And the link is in the video description. And if you would like me to show you a few more tips in Blender and a few more tricks, then watch this video next.